Good. Anya, Colin is here. Abigail can't come. I'll cancel her from call. Jeff can't come. He's got a throat problem, which I told him about. I said he wasn't supporting properly. Spencer's here. It looks like he's had a haircut. Anthony's here. It looks like he's had a haircut. Aaron's here. He's soon to be getting a haircut. Good. Julien, just wait for people to turn up. Little Juju. Lovely. Where's Julien? Let me just message him. He asked enough questions. On Julien.
Hello.
Are you there? Good. He snuck in. Lovely. Right. So, Aaron.
Yes.
My verb tenses from the top. Present.
Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary.
Lovely. Anthony, my slogan for the present tense.
A soft hard.
My slogan for the was tense.
Everybody A, ion, EA.
My slogan for the future.
Ray, ra, ron.
My slogan for the would.
Everybody Ray, rion, rie.
Good. Spencer, my slogan for the would.
Everybody Ray, Rion, Rie.
Good man, my slogan for the future.
Ray, Ra.
Good. Anya, my slogan for the was.
Everybody A, Eon, EA.
Good. My slogan for the present tense.
A soft hard.
Good. Colin, what irregular soft hard group is conduire part of?
Weird easy.
Could you come a bit closer to the microphone?
Weird easy.
It's still being weird like it was last time. Do you remember it was weird in the Monday group and then you sorted it out?
Yes, I'll switch to my phone.
If you wouldn't mind.
It'll take a minute. My phone's booting up.
Okay, so can we make a mental note to do phone rather than laptop? Is that all right? Yeah. My laptop's really noisy compared to my phone, but it's just easy to look at you all. Julien, which soft hard group is conduire part of?
Weird and easy.
Lovely. If I wanted to say we drive using conduire, what would it be, Julien?
Nous conduisons.
Good. Using that as a base, what would be they were driving?
Ils conduisent. Oh, sorry, were driving. Sorry. Ils conduisaient.
Good. Spencer, what would be they will drive?
Ils conduiront.
Good man. Okay. Anya, what would be you plural would drive? You plural would drive. Still using conduire.
Vous conduiserez.
Stand still. What is the fucking slogan for the would tense?
Would. Everybody Ray. Rion.
Finish it.
Rion, Rie.
Lovely. Which of those endings am I going to need for the vous?
EA. Rie.
Lovely. And what do I stick the will and the would endings on?
Conduire.
So why don't you try adding the sound of rie on the end of conduire and tell me what you come up with?
Conduire.
Listen to Auntie Lukey. Add the sounds EA onto the end of conduire. What do we have?
Conduire.
There we go. You sound. All right. Good. Lovely. So on we crack. and then we'll have a big cleanup, not a cleanup, we'll have a test at the end. So far we've done present, was, will, would, subjunctive infinitive is to come shortly. And then we acknowledge that the bottom line were present, was, will, would on the auxiliary. That bottom line obviously consists of tenses called other shit than the present, the was, the will, the would, by virtue of the fact that it's present in the middle. Strictly speaking, the present in the middle is the passé composé, the was in the middle is the plus que parfait, the will in the middle is the futur antérieur, and the would in the middle is the future, is the conditionnel, passé du conditionnel. So, but we're still going to think of it as present in the middle, was in the middle, would in the middle, whatever. Right. So let's just quickly remind ourselves which past we use at which time. So you are used to tenses in English being different than tenses in French. First rule is anything with a fucking ing in it in French, be very suspicious of. I am speaking, we don't literally have, do we? And any of the continuous tenses do not exist in French as a separate thing. So I am speaking is the same as I speak. I will be speaking is the same as I will speak. I have been speaking is the same as I have spoken. We don't have these continuous tenses. The only one we even acknowledge is I was speaking, because that's our standard way in English of doing the was, the imperfect. We don't have another version of that. So that's the first thing to be aware of. Be very careful with an ing. Also, don't jump into ing anyway. Is it even a verb? Like I was fascinating. It's an adjective. J'étais fascinant. Yeah, it's like a description, you know. So the next thing to bear in mind is that we're pretty much jumping backwards and forwards in all French speech, anecdotally, between an action, a single finished action, one change, a single finished action with one changed, and any past that is not that. A single, finished, it's got to be finished, action with one change. If we are referring to a single finished action with one change, we are going to need the slogan. Ready? Brace yourself. Wouldn't it be lovely if you all got this in one go? Actions need auxiliaries. Repeat.
Actions
need auxiliaries.
So when we are in the past, if it's an action that we're saying a single finished action in one go, it's going to need an auxiliary. So we could do this. If it's a single finished action in one go, it's basically going to consist of an auxiliary verb and then the past verb. It's not going to consist of, you know, one verb. We could go through and go, oh, hey, so was is going to be this and have is going to be this and whatever's going to be this. But let's just use that analysis to say anything that's singular and finished and a change and whatever is going to be this. And anything else is going to be this description, imperfect, whatever, and we'll talk about why that is. We're not obviously talking about I had done some stuff, because that's much further back. All right, so first thing then is I have eaten. Does anybody know in English the difference between I have eaten and I ate? Do you formally, structurally know the difference? I'd be surprised if you did, between I have eaten and I ate. Anybody, any ideas? Speak up or forever hold my peace. Any ideas? No? I have eaten is used for either immediate. Put your drinks down, all of you. Fuck me. This is like a fucking class. Jesus Christ. Pay. No, fucking sit there supping. Fucking concentrate. I have eaten is either very, very recently, like I've eaten, I've just eaten, I've eaten, or if you give it an unspecified period of time, it means in your entire life. So if I said to Spencer, oh, I've met 3 Chinese women, it sounds like, oh, today, I've met them. Oh, I've just met 3 Chinese women. Or, Luke, you know languages. Do you know any Asian languages? No, but I've met 3 Chinese women in my life who whatever, got great, whatever. So if you use have or has in your English, it's either or over your entire life as a period. So I met is one action in the past. Last week I met whatever. I have met could either be just recently or over my entire life as a period. You know, I have met many people from so-and-so. French doesn't give a fuck. French does not give a fuck. I have spoken recently, or as long as it's a single finished action, is going to be this 1, 2, 3 well, at least the tense with an auxiliary. So you don't need to care about that. So I have eaten versus I ate is the same thing as long as your action is finished. If you said I ate, so when I was a kid, I ate tomato seeds without the tomatoes. I used to suck it out. I used to love the salty. I just like rise up, take the tomato, drain it, leave it on the table and return under the table. The adults would be like, what the fuck is that 3-year-old doing? So the fact is I ate tomato seeds. In English, I ate a cookie and I ate tomato seeds when I was a child. Sound identical. I ate. One is a single finished action. Yeah. So therefore, j'ai mangé, which we're about to come to. And one, although it's identical in English, I ate, is referring to, well, on this occasion, more than one thing. It's like an ongoing. So it's either going to be like an ongoing thing or repetitive. You know, when I was younger, I ate lots of tomato seeds. I used to eat, but you don't need to think for the used to. It's just not a single finished action. Let's say Anya drank some coffee. She won't do it again. So Anya drank some coffee. One time, so yesterday, Anya drank a coffee with Luke. Luke says, what are you having? We go out for coffee. Anya drank coffee when she was at college or something, okay? It is not a single finished action. It's denoting lots of actions. But in English, it sounds the same. Anya had a beer. There's a single finished action. So duh, duh, duh. Anya had pigtails when she was a little girl. Is not a single finished action. It's a description. So on this one, we've not even got like the single change. The time they both take, no one gives a fuck. The world changed in the monolithic period. I mean, I'm presuming that's millions of years, but we're referring to a single finished action. Therefore, le monde a changé. The world changed in the 20th century, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 100 years. It's still one single finished action. It doesn't matter how long that bastard took, you are going to use the auxiliary tense, as opposed to I was having a bath. We won't use have there, but like, okay, I was having a conversation with Spencer. Let's say that conversation had been 3 seconds long so far when, Julian entered the room. Oh, hi, Julian. The fact that the conversation with Spencer had only lasted 3 seconds, no one cares. It's because I'm bringing that back up. So let's talk about why was is not going to be the action one. It's because I brought it back up. So Spencer might say, oh, Luke, yeah, but yesterday when we had a conversation, that was yesterday. It's definitely finished. But it's not in your mouth if you bring it back up. I was talking to Aaron when he said, it's like I brought it back up for the purposes of my conversation now. It's alive. It's alive. It's not a finished action in the past. It is in the past, but I'm not talking about it in a finished way. That's what confuses people. It's like when I was talking to Aaron, when I used to live in Paris, I'm bringing it back up, even though it's in the past. And that, therefore, is not a single finished action, and that will be in the imperfect. So in other words, buzzwords as to whether you're going into the was with the, even was, just before I go through them all, was might not be the action. So if I say I was arrested, I was diagnosed with celiac, whatever, I was given the wrong fucking medication by Dr. Chung at Shooter Pill, what's it called? Mapesbury Medical. Try suing when it's the truth. Then basically, that is an action. I was diagnosed, I was arrested, it's an action. So even though using the word was, you're never going to use the imperfect. So actions are going to have an auxiliary, other stuff is going to not. So was generally will be the imperfect. So, and what do we mean by perfect? Perfect means it's finished, it's done, it was over, and it's one action. So that's why it's perfect in grammar. The imperfect, which is the posh name for the was tense, is because it's everything else but. Yeah, it's not a single finished one action, either because it wasn't one action or because you brought it back to life because it's not finished. All right. So with that in mind, when you hear he ate, you need to think. It could arguably be both. It could be il a mangé or il mangeait. Right, so let's talk tenses then. So our auxiliary is always going to be the verb to be or the verb to have. Can we all just make sure that we've got the verb to be and the verb to have first off in the present? So Julien, could you quickly for me say I have all the way down to they have straight away?
For the
J'ai, tu as, off you go. And give me the haves. So j'ai.
J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont.
Good. Aaron, put your drink down. Good.
Sorry.
Can you now say for me, bitch, my eyes are everywhere. Can you now say for me, Colin, I am. I am. Colin, off you go, I am. Just
Je suis.
all the way through, all the way down.
Je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils ont.
Ils sont.
Ils sont.
Good. All right. Verb to be S&E. So if it's an action, to have or be in the middle. Okay? And have on be and be to be as follows. All verbs in French are have, unless they are either the verbs of motion, which is a stupid title because backflip is a motion, dancing is motion, horse riding is motion, but they are verbs which talk about your movement around the place. We will deal with them in just a moment. So those verbs will have be in the middle, and any verb which is reflexive or reciprocal, which we will be talking about in the future. So for the moment, don't worry about those. So most verbs are going to be have, all right? So we need the present in the middle. So Spencer, what tense in English is I have?
Present.
Right, but generally, I have spoken. Would you say it's past, present, or future? I have spoken.
Past.
So we are used to using the present to formulate the past. One of the names for this tense in English is the present perfect. We don't need to fucking know that, but that's the point. So in other words, we're going to go with present in the middle. Here's our way of doing it. If our verb is an a verb, our past participle will be a. It'll be the same sound. So danser, j'ai dansé. Anya, what would be he ate? Using manger, what would be he ate?
Il a mangé. Il a mangé.
What verb is going to go in the middle?
Il a mangé.
Good, don't stress it. Never stress an auxiliary, people. But say for me, he ate.
Il a mangé.
Go again, let me hear it, Anya, go.
Il a mangé.
Lovely, nice join. All right. He has eaten, he ate, same thing. Okay. What would be Anthony, he, we spoke, using parler. What would be we spoke?
Nous avons parlé.
Good. We don't need to worry about the last part. So parler, the infinitive, parler, the vous form, parler, the... Now this third word, when you've got something in the middle, is formally known as the past participle. We will be calling it the past word. Because who's going to be asked to say past participle? We're just going to call it the past word. So the auxiliary word and the past word. So the past word, the vous form, the infinitive, the was, parler, vous parlez, je parlais, tu parlais, il parlait, il parlait, j'ai parlé. They all sound the same, don't they? But spelled differently, but we're not going to focus on that at all. So finally, Colin, if I gave you the verb assassiner, how would you say they assassinated as an action?
Ils ont assassiné.
Lovely. Ils ont assassiné. Do me the slide.
Ils ont assassiné.
Go. Ooh, that was lush. Always slide, people, because you'll remember it. All right, good. If our verb is a ir sounding verb, unless it's RIR, like ouvrir, ouvert, j'ai ouvert, couvrir, couvert, découvrir, découvert. Most of them, not all of them, but your general pattern will go to E. We'll go to E. So finir, Anthony, what would be I have finished?
J'ai fini.
Aaron, what would be he has chosen?
Il a fini.
He has chosen.
Il a choisi.
Good, okay. Colin, what would be servir? What would be he has served?
Il a servi.
Nice ser copying, good, all right. If we've got a dre, most of them will go to do. vendre, vendu, attendre, attendu, descendre, descendu. All right, remember that in a moment. If our verb is prendre, it will go to pris. J'ai pris, j'ai compris, j'ai appris. All right. Another very common factor is if it's a bit odd, it will often just be the he form from the present. Il dit, il a dit. Il fait, il a fait. Il conduit, il a conduit. Yeah, okay. You know, I mean, even the choisir does that. That's, you know, il choisit, il a choisi, whatever. So the he form is quite a common pattern. There are obviously shitloads of other irregulars, but that is going to get us going for them in the meantime. Next comment, your third word, your past word, or fourth word, or fifth, depending what pronouns there are, is never going to change along the bottom of all of them. So whatever the auxiliary is doing, that final word is done. You don't have to worry about that. So, lovely. So Anthony, would you quickly please say for me, he has chosen?
Il a choisi.
Lovely. Could you quickly give me he was choosing?
Il avait...
Stand still. Is was on the top line or the bottom line?
The top line.
So does that mean it has an auxiliary or not?
No.
And what is my slogan for was?
Everybody ils ont
And what is the infinitive to choose?
choisir.
Good man, choisir. Is it an a verb or a soft hard?
Soft hard.
So we can't use the a method. So we need to go to which person in the present tense?
Nous.
Sounding good. What's we choose? Nous choisir. It's a snake verb. Nous choisir.
Nous choisissons.
Good. Well done for holding the new on. Very good. You're getting there, all of you. So we Game of Thrones the on off. Nous choisissons. Fuck the nous. So choisissons without the on would give me what?
Choisissez.
Go step by step. So good man. So choisissons without the on would give me choisis. Yeah.
Choisis.
And then what sound am I adding for a he used to choose? He was choosing an a. Yeah. So put that together for me. Go on to say for me he used to choose.
Il choisissait.
We cleaner on the step of how to find the was now. Yeah. Go to the nous. If it's not an a verb, go to the nous. Apart from which verb do we not do that with? Julien, which is the irregular, which is the verb that we don't do the nous trick with. We did mention it last time. What is we are, Julian? What's we are? Nous. From the verb to be, Julian, what's we are? Go, nous. Your microphone is on, is off.
Oh, sorry. Nous sommes.
And if I said I was happy, what's the word for I was? It's not soe or anything like that, is it? So the verb that we don't use this nous trick on is été. But the last thing you'll need is to be using more été, because you all want to say j'étais mangé for I was eating and shit anyway. Good. There's no auxiliary on a was tense. I do not want to be hearing j'avais or j'étais plus another verb. There is no auxiliary on a was tense. We use the was tense in the middle, as we're about to right now, for another verb, but there is no auxiliary on the was tense. Good. Lovely. Before we move on, let's quickly talk about the verbs that use be. So put your hands up in front of you. Okay. These verbs are basically about being in space. Go up, go down, go out, come back, leave, return, die, the last thing you do. Stay, do fuck all. Be born, the first thing you do. Yeah? And variants of them. So come, become, you know, it'll come from that. Okay? So let's just quickly go through them. Using the past systems that I told you about, like A goes to A, ir goes to E, dro goes to do. Let's see how many irregulars we actually need to learn in the extra verbs. And you'll be amazed to know you actually really only need 3. So Aaron, I'm going to give you a verb and you're all going to say je suis for this verb, because these are be verbs. Be is in the middle, not have. Aaron, if I gave you arrivé, what's I arrived? So it's an action, people, so it's going to have bum, bum, bum. Not j'arrivé, it's the action one. All right, so Aaron, if I gave you arrivé, what's I arrived?
J'arrive.
Wake the fuck up. I arrived.
Ah, arrived. Okay, je suis arrivé.
Good. Anthony, partir, to leave. What's I left? Past tense.
Je suis parti.
What did I say the ears go to as a past sound? Je suis parti.
Je suis
That's
parti.
it. Lovely.
Parti.
Okay. Because we talk about past, aren't we? All right. Julien, descendre. I went down for a drink.
Je suis descendre.
Pause. What pattern did I tell you that the dr goes to in the past? What did I tell you it goes to? Vendre goes to what? Did I say? J'ai vendu.
I'm sorry.
You didn't listen. Dr goes to do unless it's prendre.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time. What does dr go to, please, Julia?
To do.
So if I had descendre, what would it go to?
Descendu.
Good. So say for me, I went down, which is a be verb. Just
Je suis descendu.
good, man. All right. Anya, if I had resté, what would be I stayed?
Je suis resté.
Because it's an a verb. Lovely. Spence, if I had sortir, which is, you know, to go out, to exit, to leave, whatever, you know, so what would be sortir?
Je suis sorti.
Nice accent. All right. Colin, if I had naître, in English, I was born with a was, but we're referring to it as a single finished action in French. So I was born, although it was, is this tense. It doesn't mean that babies slip out faster in France. Actually, they kind of do. In Paris, they used to induce babies at 8 months, 8.5 months, because Parisians were too posh to, well, no, they were too posh to push, but that didn't mean that they had a cesarean automatically. Do you know, in Paris, it used to be compulsory pubic shave. A bit like guests at my house, compulsory pubic or Besançon, compulsory pubic shave, and a glucose drip, like up until really recently. So, naître, so I was born. Colin will be
Je suis né.
Je suis né. So notice we see that in magazines like maiden name, you know, Jacqueline Kennedy, whatever, you know, né Bouvier, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, okay, né. So, il est né, he was born, which is a carol, a Christmas carol in France. Il est né, you know, he's born. All right, good. Now let's look at the irregulars. Aaron, what is he died?
I forgot the verb for die. Mourir.
Spell it for me, the first 3 letters.
M-O-U.
Lovely. So even if you're not sure of the rest of it, how do we fucking pronounce M-O-U?
Mu.
So be French then. Use your twang, speak in French, and say for me, he died. Il est
mu.
Il est mort.
Il est mort.
Mort. Copy me, imitate me, mort.
Mort.
Thank you, nice imitation. This verb is spelled M-O-R-T. The only reason I'm telling you this verb is because be verbs, all of the ones we're doing now, and some of the reflexive and the reciprocal, but don't worry about that yet. Some, not all of those, it depends, will have an E on the end of them if ladies are speaking, female identifying, an S on the end of it if plural, an E and an S if it's feminine plural. So of all those verbs, u, e, you know, it's not going to make any difference. The only one you're going to hear a difference on is mort, which is the feminine is going to be mort. So Anthony, how would you say she died?
Elle a morte.
Etra fucking verbs, dude. These are etra verbs.
Oh, elle est morte.
Good. Go again. Link it up with your mouth closed.
Elle est morte.
Good. All right. Lovely, 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 lovely. So these are oh, and the other one that's a bit irregular. Julien, what's I came? Je suis venu. So the verb is venir.
Venir.
So it should be venir, but it's not. What's the irregular I came? Je suis venu. Any idea? Je suis. You've not learnt it yet, so it doesn't matter if you don't know it. Je suis venu.
Venu.
Good. Now notice you won't guess it by inquired. Use your mouth. So je suis venu. So consequently, he became from the verb devenir is going to use the same shit. So Anya, could you please tell me he became as an action? The verb is devenir. So you think what that, if venir became venu, what's devenir going to become? It's an extra verb, so he became. Il est
devenu.
Thank you, devenu. Lovely. So they are what we stupidly call our extra verbs of motion, but they are always going to be be. All right. Some of them, tombe, to fall, there is as well. So there's loads of them. You can Google those. They're all extra. Some of them can be used both ways. Like passer can be with a have or a be. So I passed in front of whatever, Spencer's house. Je suis passé. I spent an hour having a glass of wine with Spencer. J'ai passé. Yeah. I went out. Je suis sorti. I took out my. Depends how much wine we drank, but j'ai sorti. Yeah. I put up the photograph. J'ai monté. I took down the photograph. J'ai descendu. I went up. Je suis monté. Je suis descendu. So some of them you can use with haves if you're doing that verb to something else. All right. So that is in our action category. So actions have what? What do actions have in the past, people?
Auxiliaries.
Auxiliaries.
So, Erin, what is I had when it is not a single finished action in the past? Automatically then it is in the imperfect. So what is I had in the imperfect, please?
J'avais.
Good girl. Nice work. What is I was when it is in the imperfect? The verb to be in the imperfect for je.
J'étais.
Good. Apart from avion and avier and étion and étier, you're pretty safe with those, aren't you? Because you've got obviously everybody A, eon, ea. So listen up. Anya, what tense in English, generally, past, present or future, is I had? Erin, you can't sneak a drink past me off fucking
My
camera.
senses are acting up, so I have an itch here. So.
That's tragic. Learn to use your diaphragm, push through. Okay? It's a weak, weak, weak throat. Off you go. So Anya, so say for me, what tense is I had? I had. Generally, is it past, present or future?
Past.
So I had spoken is double past. It's like past in the middle and past on the end. Okay? This is known as the pluperfect. Now, Americans aren't hugely fond of this. Brits kind of like it, and French are obsessed with it. So can somebody tell me, Anthony, any idea, when do we use grammatically I had eaten? When would we use I had eaten as opposed to I had eaten? Any ideas?
When I recently did it.
No, that would be I have eaten. We've just spoken about that. When would I say I had eaten? Anybody, any ideas? Colin? When would you say I had eaten or I'd eaten? Let's be clear, it's got a, it's got an I'd eaten, contraction.
It's an event farther in the past.
Than what?
Than having eaten recently.
I could use I'd eaten about this morning. I could use I'd eaten about this morning, and I could use I ate about days ago. So it's not how far in the past.
I had eaten
Think
this
a bit
morning
more.
before another event, before I jumped on the bus.
Before another event. That is the point. It shows you that the shit you're talking about took place before the other stated event. So if Erin says, I spoke to Luke half an hour ago, I'd spoken to him this morning, I had spoken to him this morning, it's to show me, hey, this is before this other one. So let's just say Spencer bought a white shirt. And I say, that's a nice shirt, Spence. That looks really nice on you. And he said, yeah, common English now, we go, I bought a blue one last week and I really liked it. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go and get it in another color. Okay. We're supposed to really kind of say, I'd bought another one, before that event, and then I really liked it, so I bought the white one. Americans aren't super fond of saying I'd or I had. You're just more likely to use an adverb of time. So it's much more common to say 2 weeks ago, I bought the blue one, and then I bought the white one yesterday. Brits are a little bit fond of it, and French, we need it grammatically. All right. So in other words, we are talking had in the middle. We are talking had in the middle of another verb. So you have 3 hads, people. I had as an action is an irregular past word. Erin, what's I had a coffee? J'ai
eu un café.
Let me hear it link. Everything you say should link. I had a coffee. J'ai
eu un café.
Good. So EU, anywhere else in French, ladies and gentlemen, is pronounced Yeah, je peux. Spencer veut. J'ai peur, whatever. But EU on its own as a verb, like I have had or I had, is j'ai eu, il a eu. Yeah, okay. So that would be had as an action. If Spencer said I had blonde hair when I was a little boy or something, that is not an action, that is a description. So that, Spencer, would be the was tense of have, what would be the was tense of avoir, please?
Avait. J'avais.
Great, so j'avais. And then we've got a third use of had, which is when it's had in the middle of another verb. So Spencer had spoken with yada yada, but they weren't free, so he called her back this morning. All right, so be careful which had we're on about. Had action, j'ai eu, tu as eu, il a eu, nous avons eu, vous avez eu, ils ont eu, whatever. Had description, so j'avais, tu avais, il avait, nous avions, vous aviez, ils avaient, and had in the middle. Anya had previously seen so and so and so and so, but whatever, she decided to buy it, whatever. All right, and that is gonna be so simple. So repeat after me, people. Had in the middle in English, was in the middle in French. Off you go. Had in the middle in English, was in the middle in French. Let me hear it.
Had in the middle.
Had in the middle in English.
English,
And-
was
yeah.
in the middle in French.
Good. Colin, by yourself.
Has in the middle of English, was in the middle in French.
Good. So if by in the middle, we mean in the middle of like a verb. So Colin, so if I said Luke has eaten, plain and simple, Luke has eaten, what would that be?
Luc a mangé.
Luke had what again?
Luc a mangé.
Lovely. Luke had eaten. Are we saying it's had in the middle? Yes or no?
No.
Luke had eaten. Are we agreeing that it is had in the middle?
Yes.
Yes,
Had.
exactly. So not no, it's opposite, friend. Yes. If we've got had in the middle in English, what do we need in the middle with in French, Colin?
Avait.
Stand still. What was the slogan I taught you? Had in the middle in English is what?
Was in the middle in French.
Thank you. It might not fucking be avait. It might be the verb to be. So in the verb you're talking about, Luc a mangé, for example, is it have or be in the middle?
It's have.
Great. So how would I say Luke had eaten, which means I'm going to convert the a into the was tense. The whole thing is not in the was tense, just the verb in the middle, just the auxiliary. So how would you say Luke had eaten then? Luke had eaten.
Il avait mangé.
Luke had eaten. Learn to listen.
Il a mangé.
Luke had eaten. Go.
Luc a mangé.
Luke had eaten. Learn to listen. Luke
Luc,
had
Luke
eaten.
av-
Go.
Luc avait mangé.
Why the separate words?
Luc avait mangé.
Don't fuck up. Separate words. We don't do separate words. Go again. Luke had eaten.
Luc avait mangé.
Better. You can take your time. There is no rush. Luc avait mangé. No one cares, but there are no separate words in Lukey land, all right? Good. Anthony, what is he left using the verb partir? It is an être verb of motion. I hate that title, but let's go with it. So partir. So as an action, he left. Actions have auxiliaries. What would be he left, please?
Il est parti.
Lovely. If I now said he had left, had in the middle in English, was in the middle in French. Which auxiliary is in the middle, Anthony? Il est parti. Is it have or be?
Be.
So I now need be in the was form to sit in the middle to give me he had left. What will that give me?
Était.
Give me the whole fucking thing then.
Oh. Il était parti.
Good. This is known as the plus que parfait, or the plus perfect. All right. Good. When we start doing pronouns and shit, it will do exactly the same thing. I got washed. Je me suis lavé. I had gotten washed. Je m'étais lavé. Anya gave it me. Anya me l'a donné. Anya had given it me. Anya me l'avait donné. So you might like to think of this tense as the avait or the été tense, because most of the time it'll be avait or été, unless it's avions or étions, because obviously we're respecting the we's. So let's do some we's. So please, could you say for me, Julien, could you say for me, we have decided, using the verb décider? What's we have decided? Using the a verb, you don't even need to think about it, décider. Could you give me we have decided? Then off you go.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm struggling today.
Say for me, we have.
Nous sommes.
Stand still. We
All right.
have. We have.
Nous avions.
Present tense, we have. Go again from the top of have. I think I gave you have. Could you
Oh.
go through? J'ai, tu as, all the way through.
J'ai, tu as, il a, nous
You've
avons,
just been given it. You've just been given it. Nous,
nous avons,
Thank you. Which tense is nous avions? Imperfect, isn't it? Because what's the slogan, please, for the was tense, Julien?
A, ion, ea.
Good man. Is it incredibly similar to the present tense we? Fuck yeah. If I gave you nous chantons, we sing, change it into we were singing with just the addition of one little sound. What's we were singing? Nous.
Nous chantions.
It's that simple. Nous chantions. Yeah. So I'm familiar with the fact that it's familiar, but get over it. So what's we have danced?
Nous dansions.
Ah, bugger. It's a Finnish thing, isn't it? If you hear have, you're going to use nous avons dansé. You're going to. I keep saying it's the same as we dance. It's going to be this action one. So what's we have danced? Go.
Nous avions dansé.
Stand still. We have, not we had. We have.
Nous avons dansé.
Thank you. Now you're desperate to do it. Would you say to me, we had danced? Now you can do it.
Nous avions dansé.
Good. Do the same thing for me with the vous. Say for me, you have decided using décidé, using vous.
Vous aviez.
I don't want to fucking stop. You say vous, and if you need to make it 10 seconds, you make it last 10 seconds. Sit on it. Vous. Keep going.
Vous aviez dansé.
Stand still. I'm getting bored, and I don't like two dumb mistakes in a row. You have decided. Which tense? Right. Come with me for a second. Say for me the name of my verbs. Go for me for the name of my verbs.
Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary.
So let's just take that second line and let's imagine that we're doing it differently. Let's imagine we were saying present on the auxiliary, was on the auxiliary. So our first port of call is present on the auxiliary, isn't it? What's we have, which is the present?
Nous avons.
Great. So that is the present. So that's my standard past. That's my standard basic bitch. My standard basic bitch, bum, is going to have present in the middle, not fucking had in the middle. So say for me, we have decided. The verb is décider. We have decided. Go.
Nous avons décidé.
Lovely. Now, some people just orally love saying avion. Same as some people just love saying ray. Be aware of your vocal bias. Enjoy your vocal bias, because if you've got a vocal bias, but get your shit together, Luke. A vocal bias, it means, or a vocal bias, if you've got a vocal bias, it means you have the gift of muscle memory, which we just have to apply correctly. So that's good, but fucking terrible and never do it again. So say for me, we have decided. One more time.
Nous avons décidé.
Lovely. Don't décider. Lovely. Okay, good. So this is the pluperfect. Lovely. Spencer, they arrived. Standard action past. They arrived.
Ils est arrivé.
They.
Ils ont arrivé.
They. I want to hear the they. It's got a be verb in the middle, not a have verb. Ils
sont arrivés.
Lovely. And some speakers, I would be one of these, would say ils sont arrivés. Yeah. Not everybody would say, but I would. All right. Because that is clean. So basically, if I now said they had arrived, they'd arrived earlier, but they just went down the chippy and got something to eat before coming back. What a lovely grammar story. So they had arrived. So number one stays the same. Number three stays the same. Word in the middle goes into whatever. So how would you say they had arrived?
Ils étaient arrivés.
Lovely. Upon the completion of the next sentence, I'm going to go and check on the progress of my potatoes and chicken. Lovely. So good. Right. So let's move on. Present in the middle. Was in the middle on the auxiliary. Future in the middle. Who remembers the homework from the future? Anya, what is he will have?
Il avera.
Stand still. Included in Ray Raron were the irregular words, the irregular verbs in the future. Yes. What is the irregular block? So all the will endings and all the would endings are going to go on the end of this. What was the irregular block for the verb to have, Anya? Was it fun? No, let me hear the sound on its own. What's the irregular block going to be? It was going to be
Aura.
Stand still. Just on its own, the irregular block. Just on its own, the irregular block for the have.
Or.
Or. Speak out.
Or.
You say that could be English, Luke or Anya. Make it sound French. If it sounds English, it's English. And we don't have English practice in this class. Say for me, oh.
Or.
Good. No, I don't want to hear fucking French. I mean, I don't want to hear English. I want to hear French. What's the future block? Just the block, none of the endings, for the verb to be, Anya. What's the one for the verb to be?
Sera. Sur.
The block on its own, Miss Listener. Thank you. That's 2 times you've not listened. Anya, what is the block on its own for the verb to do? On its own, the block. Good job, you. Well done. What is the block on its own for the verb to see?
Or.
No. Colin, what's the block on its own for the verb to see?
Vu.
Why would it be that? What do they all have to end in? What were you told they all have to end in? What are they all ending in so far? Sur, or, pour, for. What sound do they all end in?
R.
No, they don't get air. Do I go pourrer, serer?
Pour.
They don't end in air. What sound do they end in?
Ah.
No. What sound does sur, pour, or what sound does it end in?
Oh.
Thank you. It doesn't end in an air. An air is a mispronounced. You know, that's the letter. That's not the sound. All right. So I'll go back to Anya. I need something to do with seeing, which is going to end in a r. What's it going to be? It's not voir. It's slightly similar, but
Vu.
fine. Lovely. Anthony, what's the irregular block? All the same endings for come. What's the one for come?
Venir. Vers.
This is fucking shocking, guys. Viendre. Spencer, what was the one for want in the future? The irregular block.
Voul.
No, the irregular block in the future.
Voudre.
Thank you, voudre, which you guys all know from I would like. So let's just quickly, I'm going to go and check my chicken. And while I'm checking my chicken, that sounds a little bit of a kind of like, you know, metaphor. I'm just going to quickly check my chicken. And while I'm doing that, I strongly suggest between yourselves that you remind yourself in a fucking hurry what these blocks are for the future. Because I shall be back to say he will eat, he would have, he would whatever, which is, or he will, would, whatever. Yeah, so remember, it's not always just going to be the infinitive. It's sometimes going to be, yeah, these irregular blocks. They all end in a r sound. Pour, faire, viendre, voudre, you know, envers is an irregular one for send, enverra, you know, whatever, you know. All right, I'll be back. Remind yourselves those. I'll be right back. We'll be checking on that before we go on. Make sure you haven't been with that. I'll be right back. Right, so Aaron, what is Luke will have the chicken? Luke will have the chicken.
Luke aura.
Stand still. Please listen to Auntie Lukey, because this is a basic fucking concept and a slap in the face is likely to offend. Say your vowel, sit on it, do not leave it unless it is the last sound in the sentence. That goes for everything you are going to say. Can we all agree on that technique? No more or stop. Say or for me and make it last 6 seconds.
Oh.
There you go with a lovely voice. Off you go. Luke will have the beef.
Luke aura le bœuf.
Gorgeous. I don't have a problem with you going aura. That's fine. I would suggest all of you, because we want to get you somewhere decent, that when you've done it that way to work it out, just quickly go, does that match human speech? fine, if Spencer's got a menu and I go, right, Spencer, I'm paying, what do you want? And you go, I will have the, Luke, I'll have the beef, thank you very much. Fine. But sometimes it's, and Anya's going to have the chicken, all right? Fine. But so in other words, but then if you think, right, that doesn't actually match human speech, then do go again. But join. All right. Anthony, what's they? Paris. À Paris is the preposition. À Paris. How do you say they will be in Paris?
Ils seront à
No.
Paris.
What's the future? Look at Lukey. What's the slogan for the future?
Seront.
Good. So what's they will be? Ils seront.
Ils seront
In
à
Paris?
Paris. Ils seront à Paris.
Lovely. Seront. You've got to slide from one vowel to the next, haven't you? Go, give me that one more time. Ils seront à Paris.
Ils seront à Paris.
That was bloody lovely. Julian, could you give me they would be with Luke? But would they be lost in Paris? No, they'd be with Luke. He knows that shit like the back of his hand. Off you go. They would be in Paris. They would be in Paris. Slide, Julian, slide.
Il serait avec Luc.
Gorgeous. All right. So the bottom line are going to do the bottom line. If we had tenses, one of which is super freaking common, one of which is less common, where we don't say Spencer has eaten, Spencer had eaten, Spencer will have eaten, or Spencer will have eaten, which is not the most common tense, but say you were like, Luke, is Spencer free? We're on the language trip. Spencer's in the shower. My webcams are picking up everything. And I say, right, guys, we're meeting for whatever, a drink, whatever. And Anthony's like, oh shit, Luke, I'm so sorry. I haven't had a shower yet. There's 3 showers actually in the flat I normally use. But I'll go, right, come back in 5 minutes. Spencer will have finished. Go and get, you know what you're wearing, go and get that ready because I can't make the restaurant, whatever. All right. So hypothetically, I'll come by later. Spencer will have finished. All right. So this is known as the future past, basically, future perfect, because it's basically like saying Spencer will finish is in the future, Spencer will finish. Spencer will have finished means by the time we get to this point in the future, that is already the past. Yeah, it's not the future, it's the future past, it's the futur antérieur. All right. So Anya, how do you say Luke has eaten?
Luke.
No. How much of the word Luke can I say without finishing it? Luke, off you go, and then do the joins. Off you go. Luke has eaten. Normal tense. Go.
Luc a mangé.
I can't hear you. Speak loud and come close to the microphone.
Luc a mangé.
Sit right up. I can't damn hear you. Come right up. That was much better. Good.
Luc.
No, don't finish the sentence. We don't finish the word. Off you go.
Luc a mangé.
Gorgeous. I can finally fucking hear you. Luke had eaten. Middle word was.
Luc a mangé.
You don't fucking listen, do you? Had in the middle in English is what in the middle in French?
Luc is was.
So Luke
Mangera.
I need. Wait, we're on an auxiliary tense and we put in was in the middle. Manger, Luke.
Luc a mangé.
That's Luke has eaten, and now need Luke had eaten, which needs to be the was on the auxiliary.
Luc avait mangé.
Stand still, look at me. I'm cross. What did I tell you happens to the third word? Does it change in any of the tenses? Does it? No. You've just said Luke a mangé. Does manger change? No. Back you go. Luke had eaten. Go.
Luc avait mangé.
Gorgeous. The third word doesn't change. Give me. Luke will have eaten. We now need will have, which you've just had beautifully demonstrated from Erin. So Luke will have eaten. Luke doesn't change. Manger doesn't change. Will have will change. Go. Luke.
Luc a mangé.
Stand still, you fucking are disgusting me. On its own, again, say for me, just plain and simply, Luke will have. Luke will have, as Aaron has already done today, using the future block of have. What's Luke will have on its own? Luke or...
Luc aura.
Good. Now, brace yourself, this is desperately hard. Luke will have eaten when he's told you the same word is on the end. Off you go, Luke.
Luc aura mangé.
Yes, my darling. Now be the first to break into new territory for us and give me Luke would have eaten. You know what the would is, Anya. What's the slogan for the would? What's the quick, cheap slogan for the would? What comes down through the would?
Aye.
Spot the fuck on. So now change the ending and give me Luke would have eaten.
Luc aurait à manger.
Stand fucking still. You're only changing the middle word. You're only changing the fucking middle word. I keep telling you, you're only changing the middle word. Off you go. Luke will have eaten. Luke would have eaten. Go.
Luc aurait mangé.
Lovely. Lovely. Spencer, say for me. And hypothetically, people, that would also do the same with the subjunctives in a bit. Like, not that we're doing them yet, but if it's like, you know, I'm sad that Luc has eaten. Alors moi, je suis triste que Luc ait mangé. You know, or après avoir mangé. The past word is going to be the same. Sans avoir mangé. Yeah? Yeah, it's going to be the same. The past word stays the same. Good, Anya. Spencer, say for me, they left. They left.
Ils sont partis.
Nice. Go again for me and just get rid of the consonants. Oui, ils sont partis. Practice a bit of chill.
Ils sont partis.
Nice. Just enough S to be ils sont rather than ils ont, but lovely. They had left.
Ils étaient partis.
Nice. They will have left. Come by later, Spence. They will have left. We'll raid the biscuits in.
Ils seraient partis.
They will. They
Ils
will
seront
have
partis.
left. And again?
Ils seront partis.
Good. So we're staying in B. And you'll notice the last word is the end. No, Luke, you dipstick. The last word is the same. Leading linguistic advice that is. The last word is at the end. Ils seront partis. Notice your little mouths. Your little mouths are going to like serait a shitload more than you are going to like seront because you're going to use it more. Quick jump ahead, not now, but to where we're going to be going. When we learn would, should, and could, you're going to massively use this aurait. So I should, je devrais. I should have, j'aurais dû. I would have had to. I could, next week, je pourrais, I would be able to. I would have been able to. J'aurais pu. Yeah, we're going to, I could have come if I'd have known. J'aurais pu venir si j'avais su. So we're going to desperately use this. We're also about to use the was in the middle and the would in the middle when it comes to hypotheticals. Okay, which is what I'm about to teach you now because it's a really nice way to practice it. So, good. So basically, this is what your homework needs to be. Take a verb that you don't know. So, Julien, what's the verb to follow? Any idea?
No.
Copy me. Suivre.
Suivre.
Lovely copying. Is it an A verb or a soft hard verb?
Soft hard.
So what is the soft, classic, it's a classic, of suivre? What's the soft? How much of it can I say before I bump into something? What's I follow? Je.
Suivre. Suivre.
Using the word. What's the soft of suivre?
Suis.
Good. That might sound a little bit familiar. Je suis, but it means I follow. It doesn't just mean I am. Je te suis. Suis-moi, je te fuis. Fuis-moi, je te suis. Which in French is flee me, I follow you, follow me, I flee you. In other words, treat them mean, keep them keen. Nobody has learned that the hard way more than I have, trust me. This might surprise you, but when I love somebody, I'm very, very fucking nice. And they don't like it. They all want the bastard. So, suis-moi, je te fuis, fuis-moi, je te suis. So, je suis, love it. The verb was suivre. So what automatically? No, I'm going to let Julien do it himself. What is I was following? And you think in your power you need to give me I was following. Your verb was suivre, and it was a soft hard verb. What's I was following, Julien, and tell me why.
I was following.
You weren't. Oh, go and have a go.
Je suivais.
Yes. Show us you working. What's we follow? If it's a soft hard verb and the verb is suivre, what's we follow? Nous.
So it's nous suivons, and then
Lovely. And then we do the Game of Thrones and we rip off the bollocks. Lukey's very happy. Good girl. So what's I? So we've got suivre and then add on the was sound. What's I was following? Je.
suivez.
Yes. Now, what's my slogan for the will? What's my slogan for the future, please?
Raron.
What's the infinitive to follow? What's the to form I've just given you?
Suivre.
Lovely. Suivre. Suivre. So basically, will you please give me you will follow?
Tu suivras.
What's the infinitive?
Suivre.
So why are we fucking changing the word? Don't change the infinitive. It's not one of the regulars I've just mentioned. Put it together. You will follow. Tu suis.
You will. Tu
The ra was lovely, but what are we sticking it on the end of?
suivras.
Tu suivras. I need to. You're saying tu suivras. I need to suivras. Let me hear it.
Tu suivras.
Lovely. What would be the you would follow?
Tu suivrais.
Lovely. Now you're in bollocks because now we've got suivre. Oh shit. Anthony, you can take over. No, you've got to go. You say when you've got to go. But say you were like, right, oh, you followed. Tu as. We know it's going to be tu as something agreed because it's an action, yeah? Shit. Oh, that's the past tense. That is what you would look up. That is, were you allowing yourself even a momentary glance on word reference? Go to word reference, type the word follow. You'll see a blue line under the verb. You'll see suivre, and you'll see a blue line, depending whether you're on a laptop or a phone, next to said verb. Don't look at the whole table. Look at the top of the table, and you'll see the blue, and it will give you the past participle at the top, as in here is what you need straight away before you look at all the tenses. And the past tense, the past participle of suivre is suivi. What is it, Anthony?
Suivi.
So with that in mind, could you please say for me, you followed?
Tu
That's
as suivi.
Yeah. Lovely. With that in mind then, Anya, will you please give me you had followed? It was tu as suivi a moment ago. Simple change, just the middle word. What's you had followed?
Tu as.
Stand still. Because I need to decide where I'm going to shoot. Had in the middle in English is what in the middle in French?
Was.
Which auxiliary are we playing with if it's tu as? Is it have or be?
A.
Answer my question. Tu as, is it have or be as an auxiliary?
Sorry, have.
Thank you. And what is the was tense of avoir for most people?
Avant.
Stand still. What is the was slogan, Anya?
Ray.
No, focus, get your shit together. What is the was slogan? The was slogan.
Everybody A. Ion EA.
Gorgeous. What is, if I gave you avoir, is it an A verb? Does it end with an A?
No, soft hard.
So where do I go to check what my was is? Who do I look at?
Nous.
Thank you. What's we have?
Nous avons.
Good. Rip off the Game of Thrones bollocks on. What have I got from avant if I just took the on off? What would I have left?
Avant.
Listen to Lukey. If I had
Have.
have and I took off the on, what would I have left?
Have.
Lovely. Now put the necessary was ending on, and what would that give me?
Avray.
Stand still. What sound did you have when you took on off avant?
Have.
So where's the fucking ruh coming from? What sound are you adding for was? What's the sound
Yeah.
for was? It is everybody.
Ave.
Answer my question. It is
Have.
everybody. What's the was tense? It's everybody.
Everybody A.
Lovely. So learn to use the sound that you've got. Also, what did I tell you guys a shortcut was for the had tense? Ave or ete in the middle. Yeah? Yeah? Spencer, give me you will have followed.
Tu auras suivi.
Followed. What was followed that we had a moment ago?
Suivi.
Tu auras.
Tu auras suivi.
Lovely. You would have followed.
Tu aurais suivi.
Good. Colin, you listen to this concept. All of you listen, but you're about to be tested first on it. This is a really good way to check what you've got. But basically, guys, what I'm saying is pick a verb and go all the way through. So pick a person. Nice. Actually, you can sort of go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 is je, 2 is tu, 3 is il, 4 is nous, 5 is, you know, do you get that? And then basically, you can, you know, you can just take that person and go all the way through a random verb. So just pick a verb like manger and go, right, il mange, il mangeait, il mangera, il mangerait. Il a mangé, il avait mangé, il aura mangé, il aurait mangé. Pick another verb, work your way through. Just play with that, because that's what we'll be doing next time. Now, listen very carefully. Another way you can practice this, okay, is what we call the present hypothetical and the past hypothetical. You're about to overtake students that I teach who never ever quite grasp this. Julien, if I said, if you came to London, I would buy you a coffee, potentially still happen.
Sorry, you cut out for a second there. I couldn't hear you.
If you came to London, I could buy you a coffee. Could that potentially still happen?
Yes.
Anya, if you had come to London yesterday, I could have bought you a coffee. Could that potentially still happen?
No.
No. The hypothetical speech where you could still do it is known as the present hypothetical. None of the bastard tenses will be in the present, but it's known as the present hypothetical, because in this timeline, that could still hypothetically happen. If Anya saw, whatever, a postcard she liked, she would send it to her friend, whatever, you know. That's fine, Anthony, but make sure you catch up from where we are, right? Good.
Thank you.
The past hypothetical is some shit that could know. If I'd known what I know now, I wouldn't have said anything in April. You have no idea how true that is. So that is the past hypothetical. A really neat trick is to use this to check the tenses that you've got. So both hypotheticals are going to go to was and would. But the present hypothetical has only got one verb, and the past hypothetical is doing it on the auxiliaries. So strictly speaking, the present hypothetical uses the imperfect and the conditional, and the past hypothetical uses the pluperfect and the conditional past. But we're going to say both of the times you do it, it's going to go to the was tense with the word if, and then the would tense. But if you're in the past one, it's on the bottom line. So it's going to be the was in the middle and the would in the middle. So Aaron, which one is it that has an auxiliary in both parts? Past, present, past hypothetical, or past present hypothetical, or past hypothetical?
I'm sorry, you lost me with it. I was trying to keep up, but honestly, I'm lost.
You're good for field work and not all else. Where's delete? Where's delete? I need an ejection fucking button. Spencer, if I'm in the present hypothetical, do I have any auxiliaries?
No.
No. Past hypothetical, do I have any auxiliaries?
Sorry, that's me. Past, yes. Does.
Sorry, Colin. In the past hypothetical, Colin, in the past hypothetical, do I have any auxiliaries?
Yes.
Good. Julian, which two tenses am I going to use if I'm in the present hypothetical? Was and would. Good man. Anya, which two tenses am I going to use on the auxiliaries if I'm in the past hypothetical?
Have and to be.
Was and would. We'll go around again, ladies. Listen in. Present hypothetical, some shit that could still change. Past hypothetical, some shit that could no longer change. Both times we will use was and would. The present one, we can only use was and would. The past one, we use was and would on the auxiliaries. So listen to Auntie Lukey. If I knew the answer, I would say something. So Anya, if I knew the answer, I would say something. Is this present hypothetical or past hypothetical? If I knew the answer, I would say something. Is this present hypothetical, Anya, or past hypothetical?
Present.
Good, because it could still happen. Get your ass close to the microphone. If I see your chest, I can't hear your voice. Closer, 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 closer. Good, right. Good. Which two tenses, Anya, have we said we're going to be using in the present hypothetical? Which two have we just said we're going to be using in the present hypothetical?
Was and
What?
would.
Spot on. What is the verb to know? And I want the one that begins with an S. What's the verb to know?
Savoir.
Spot on. What is we know? Present tense. Nous.
Nous savons.
Spot on. Nice joining. Therefore, from that, give me I knew in the was tense.
Nous.
I knew in the was tense. I.
Je sais. Je sais. Je sais.
Stand still. In the was tense, bearing in mind you've just given me nous savons in the present. Yeah, do you remember the whole Game of Thrones business? What's I was knowing, I used to know, I knew. What's the imperfect of savoir? If it's in the present tense, it's nous savons. What's the was form of that going to be?
Savez.
Spot on. Did you see what we did, Anya? Because it was a soft, hard verb. And if we can't find the was form of a verb in our mind, we go to the we in the present tense, we rip off the on, and then we stick on a. So could you one more time give me the was tense, the verb to know? Je savais.
Je savons.
No. Je in the was tense. Je savais.
Sorry. Je savais.
Good. I need electric fucking cable connected to you. Right. If I knew the answer, si je savais la réponse, what's the sister tense going to be in this arrangement, Anya? Was and
Will. Would.
you're just on a mission to not listen. What's the sister tense? Was and
Would.
good man. What is the verb to say, Anya?
Parler.
The verb to say, my darling.
Dire.
Nicely pronounced. What is my slogan for the would tense? For the would tense. Thank you. That'll do for everybody, won't it? So what is I would say? Your sound for the verb to say is dire. What is I would say? Je
dirais.
Fuck off. What is the slogan for the would tense? Again, what's the slogan word for the would tense? Thank you. And what's the infinitive of the verb to say? That you pronounced beautifully. To say.
Parler.
We've done it already today. We did it 6 seconds ago. To say.
Dire. Dire.
So you're taking your infinitive and you're putting your would word on the end of it. What's that going to be?
Dirais.
There we go. Diriez does indeed exist, Anya, but it's not the fucking thing we're doing. That's vous, isn't it? So put it together. If I knew the answer, I would say. Si je savais la réponse, je dirais. Let me hear it.
Si je savais la réponse,
I would say. Gorgeous. Let's do one with Julien. If I lived in Paris, I would eat with, let's say, Spencer's in Paris. All right. So Julien, which two tenses am I going to use? So if I'm saying if I lived in Paris, I would eat with Spencer. Am I in the present hypothetical or the past hypothetical?
Present hypothetical.
Good. What are my two tenses I'm going to use?
Was and would.
Good. Notice, people, it could be would and was if the if went the other way around. So this is a really lame trick, but C, what's the second letter of the word C?
E.
As in S-I. What's the second letter of C?
Oh, I.
And what's the first letter of the word imperfect?
I.
So if you've got a C and you're in one of the it will go to the imperfect. So it could be the other way around. I would see Anya if I were in her village. Yeah, just around as well. Other point, don't worry about this now, but do not think that C always needs these tenses. You can use C with different tenses. This is just if it's hypothetical. If Anya says to me, oh, Luke, I said, oh, Anya, your house is beautiful. And she goes, oh, Luke, you will love the kitchen. That's C. If you like, si tu aimes le salon, tu aimeras la cuisine. You're not locked in these tenses with C, just if it's hypothetical. So Julien, let's say if I lived in Paris, what's the verb to live?
Habiter.
Lovely. We've also got vivre, which we'll talk about in just a second. So what tense does it need to be in after the C?
Imperfect.
In a present hypothetical, which tense does it need to be in?
Imperfect.
Yep. I mean, you can still think was and would, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So what would be the was tense of habiter with a je?
Je habitais.
Link it.
Je habitais.
Link it.
Je habitais.
Link it.
As in link the two words together.
You don't need to visualize. Link the sound.
Je habitais.
That's not linked. How do you say I have? How have you been beautifully saying I have all day?
J'ai.
Gorgeous. Did you say je ai or did you say j'ai? So how do you say je un habité together?
Je habitais.
No, you had je and a and you made j'ai. Spot the pattern. You had je and habité. How do you say I love? How do you say I love?
J'aime.
Oh, interesting. So how do you say I used to live?
J'habite.
I used to live. Give me in the was tense.
Oh, j'habitais.
Good man. This
Okay.
is known as the Ballad of Signet and Meghan Markle. My daughter's called Signet. Meghan Markle is, as you know, Meghan Markle. And if you've got two words together, the second word is Signet. We protect Signet at all costs. Meghan Markle loses a little something. Well, it won't harm her. She's taken so much. So the fact is, we don't damage the second word. We preserve the second word at all costs. All right, good.
Is it? Can I just ask you? So it's just if you have the vowel sound at the start, not if there's
Not all words do this. Like there are a couple, like haïr, to hate and weird stuff. But most of the time, if it's an open mouth, don't think vowel because that'll have you reading A-E-I-O-U. Yeah, it's an open. So j'habite is a vowel sound. It's an H. It's nothing to do with the fact that H is a vowel because it isn't, is it? A-E-I-O-U. Yeah, okay. So if it's a vowel sound, okay, good. So if I lived in Paris, si j'habitais à Paris, I would eat with Spencer. Now the second sentence is going to kind of give you the tense because it's I would eat, isn't it? So what's I would eat with Spencer, Julien?
Je mangerai avec Spencer.
Lovely. Aaron, if I'd known the answer, I would have said something. Present hypothetical or past hypothetical?
Say the sentence again. If I would have known.
If I made you sell flowers in France, someone else should do the thinking. There's my sentence. Oh, you do sell flowers in France. If I had known the answer, I would have said something.
It's in the past.
Present hypothetical or past hypothetical?
Past hypothetical.
Is that not a bit fucking obvious? Yeah? Do me another one. I'm going to say 3 in a row and you're going to tell me past or present hypothetical. If Luke had eaten as a child the way his brother did, he'd have been morbidly obese. Present hypothetical or past hypothetical?
Past.
If Luke ate the way his brother did, he'd be morbidly obese.
Present.
If it could still happen, it's the present hypothetical. But it confuses you guys' brains because you're like, but what? But he's not doing that right now. It means in this time zone, were he to do this time period, he could do this. All right. Good. So if I had known, so in other words, if I'm saying if I had known, are we top line, Aaron, or bottom line with our tenses?
We're in the top line.
Must you fail? I had known. Are we top line? Present was, will, would, subject. Are we bottom line? Present on the middle, was on the middle. So I had known. Do we have an auxiliary? Yes or no?
Yes, we have an auxiliary.
So are we on the top line or the bottom line?
Bottom line.
Do we absolutely get that only the bottom line has an auxiliary? Yep.
No, we do, yeah.
Who is the king of the top line? The present tense. That's the fucking shit you know easily. Who is the king of the bottom line? Present tense in the middle. The first one. I wouldn't expect you to know this. This is all right because a lot of people don't. But what is the 1, 2, 3, the bum form of I knew? So if it's I have known or I knew, it's j'ai. Any idea? J'ai
su.
J'ai su. Lovely. Well done. So the fact that you've got 1 off the bottom line now means you're in damn good shape to give me if I had known very easily. So J'ai su is I knew, I have known. What is if I had known?
Si j'ai su.
Stand still. Forget what we're doing. Say for me, he has eaten. Just say for me. Now you see why I use this to practice this shit today. Say for me, he has eaten. Just plain and simple, he has eaten.
Il avait mangé.
Stand still. Fucking listen. He has eaten.
Il a mangé.
Thank you. Be on top of this, people. You're now masters and mistresses of a lot of tenses. No more sloppy mouth. You've got to be masters and mistresses of all of them. And if it seems frightening, it's because I want you to have the command between all of them. It won't be this semester we'll do this tense and this semester we'll do this. No, learn how they all link up. I want you to be French speakers. So go again for me. Say for me, he has eaten. Plain and simple, he has eaten.
Il a mangé.
Good man. Give me he had eaten.
Il avait mangé.
See how simple it is? Now say for me, I have known. Back to I have known.
Si.
No. Plain and simple. I have known. Just on its own. I have known.
J'ai su.
I had known. What would that be now?
J'avais su.
Give me if I had known.
Si j'avais su.
Good. I would have said. Pause. I would have said. Is it a top line, i.e. no auxiliary, or a bottom line with an auxiliary?
It's a top line.
Why must it always be me correcting you? I would have known. Tell me the names of the tenses on the top line, Aaron.
Was would.
No, present.
Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive.
Good. Give me an example in English of the present. Using the verb to speak. So I speak.
I speak.
Good. Give me an example of the was using speak in English.
I was speaking.
Perfect so far. Give me an example of will using speak in English.
I will speak.
Give me an example of would using speak in English.
I would speak.
Have we had I would have spoken in any, or I would have said, or anything shitty like that at all yet, and anything on the top line?
No.
No. So if I said I would have spoken, are we top line or bottom line?
Bottom line.
There we go. Who is the king and queen of the top fucking line? The top and the bottom line. The present and the present in the middle. What is I said? So that's basically your easy one on the bottom line. What is I said? J'ai
dit.
Gorgeous girl. So basically the fact is you've now got words 1 and 3. What is I had said?
J'avais
Good.
dit.
What I will have said?
J'aurais.
Spelled
No.
AI on the end. Good. What I would have said?
J'aurais.
There you go. J'aurais what?
J'aurais dit.
Why are we guessing? Is it not the same fucking word? What has
Sure.
Anya taught us? The last word doesn't change. Anya
Yeah.
and Spencer have talked about that. So put the two together. If I had known, I would have said.
Si j'aurais su.
Which tense, as Julien taught us, comes after the C, the imperfect? Whether it's imperfect on its own or after the C, so or the middle verb. So if I had known, si j'avais
su.
I would have said.
I
would have said something.
would have said.
Look at Auntie Lukey, look at Auntie Lukey.
Yeah.
You've just used was in the middle. So now that means you need to use would in the middle. Yes, so I would have said
J'aurais dit.
something.
J'aurais dit.
Something. The word something.
J'aurais dit quelque chose.
Now get used to going between the was and the would. Spencer's up next. Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose. If I had known, especially you say si je l'avais su, you say if I had known it, or si j'avais su la réponse. So say for me, si je l'avais su, if I'd known it, I would have said something. Si je l'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose. Go. Pop in the le. Si je l'avais su, if I'd known it. Si je l'avais su.
Me, Spencer.
No, Aaron, I'm still on you. Repeat it. I haven't heard it cleanly from you yet. Go on. Si je l'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose. Go.
Si je l'aurais su, j'aurais.
No, close your mouth and say it to me properly. Listen. Si je l'avais su, all I'm doing is popping a pronoun in that I had known it. Si je l'avais su. Say without the pronoun for now. Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose. Go.
J'avais su, j'avais dit quelque chose.
No, Aaron, that's fucking shitty. What tense is coming after C?
There was.
Good boy. And what tense is the other one? In the middle. In the would. Don't keep swapping them around. Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose. Go.
Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose.
Now say it normally. Be normal. Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose.
Si j'avais su, j'aurais dit quelque chose.
That's the French we want to hear from you, isn't it? That's better. Good. That was lovely. Well done indeed. Spencer, your go. Let's do 2 stories, but both versions. If I came to France, I would come with Anya. Let's go on a fucking language holiday and get some red wine down us. If I came to France, I'd come with Anya, which is more than doable if we work and get ready for summer. Present hypothetical or past hypothetical, Spence?
Present.
Great. Which 2 tenses am I using in the present hypothetical?
Was and would.
Great. Which one's coming after this C?
Was.
That's it. It could go the other way around, and you might like to show that off in a minute. If I came, now when you hear I came, let's be honest, all of you straight off think boom, boom, boom. Yeah? As an action. Je suis venu. Agreed? But that's why we're doing this. So if I came, put it in the was tense. If I came to France.
Si je venais en France.
That's it. I would come with Anya. We've done this today. What is the future block of the verb to come?
Viendre.
Viendre. So give me I would come with Anya.
Je viendrai.
Push more in the chest. Je viendrai. Go.
Je viendrai avec Anya.
And I want from you, je viendrai avec Anya. I want all those vowels connected with the chest push.
Si je venais à France.
I mean, that's cool, lovely. That's where we're going, but just do the second half first. Je viendrai avec Anya.
Je viendrai avec Anya.
Nice. You need more push at the end of the sentence, people, than at the beginning. Go. So give me, if I came to France, I'd come with Anya.
Si je venais en France, je viendrais avec Anya.
Lovely. So that's correct. Check it against your own social speed. Do you think that's how the speed you'd say it? You would go a bit faster. You know, if I came to France, I'd come with Anya. Si je venais en France, je viendrais avec Anya. Keep your teeth together, have a little go chest push.
Si je venais en France, je viendrais avec Anya.
That's how we get muscle fucking memory. Lovely. Oh, fuck, last month. If I'd come to France, I'd have come with Anya. You'd have seen her. Yeah. She likes sing business on. It's a nice thing. She wants to come. So if I'd come to France, I'd have come with Anya. Which is this? Present hypothetical or past hypothetical? If I'd come to France, I would have come with Anya. Present or past hypothetical?
Me, past.
Still on you? Yeah, I told you were going to do both versions. Lovely. Which tense comes after C in the hypotheticals both times?
Was.
It's just on the past version. It's the middle was. Yeah? Otherwise known as the had, otherwise known as the pluperfect. So if I had come, so Spencer, how do you say I came as an action?
Je suis
As a
venu.
normal 1, 2, 3 action, just
Je suis venu.
lovely. I'm liking the je suis venu, but don't do all the time. Je suis venu, yeah. Okay, so now say for me, I had come. Had in the middle in English, was in the middle in French. What's I had come?
J'étais venu.
Good. So say for me, if I'd come to France.
Si j'étais venu en France.
Close your molars. Close your molars. Si j'étais venu en France.
Si j'étais venu en France.
Lovely. You can't do anything, guys, with molars open. You've got to start using chest and less teeth. Si j'étais venu en France. Lovely. Now, notice that your basic bitch, je suis venu, is going to give you the framework for both halves of this one. So what's I would have come with Anya? So what's I would have come? Bearing in mind it's a be verb, though.
Je serais venu avec Anya.
Lovely. And how am I spelling serait?
S-E-R-A-I-S.
Good. Not that you guys need it, but there you go. Put it together. Oh, mais si j'étais venu en France, je serais venu avec Anya.
Si j'étais venu en France, je serais venu avec Anya.
I'm going to get some potatoes, and then Colin, and then Anya, and then Julian are going to do one more, both versions of the same story, and then we can chill the fuck out. Good. And no, and Erin as well. You can all do one more of both versions. Be right back. I know it's fucking tough, but hold on. I think about 5 more minutes and you'll be 10 more minutes and you'll be done.
So he said when it begins with C, the second part is was, and then the next part is would. And what's the rule before that? The other one? Anybody know? For like switching it around?
You can say, I would have come with so and so if you could just do it the same way around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I knew my chicken would be a bit burnt. To quote The Help and the amazing Octavia Spencer, Minnie don't burn chicken, Lukey don't burn chicken. But I was like, it'll be burnt, but we've got to get through the point for Spencer. Right, so Colin, let's say if I did it like that, I would burn the chicken. If I did it like that, I'd burn the chicken. Present hypothetical or past hypothetical, Colin?
Present.
Because it could still happen.
Right.
What's the verb to do?
Faire.
What is? How do I achieve? So is it an A? So what tense do I need after if I did it? Let's not worry about the did. Let's not worry about the it for the moment. But what tense do I need then after the if here?
Imparfait.
Spot on. You can say was and would because it will help.
What?
What's the verb to do?
Faire.
Is it an A verb or a soft hard verb?
Soft hard.
So where do I go to work out the there you go. If you fuck this up, you really, really need shooting. Where do I go to work out the was tense?
Nous.
The what, sorry?
Nous.
Yeah, exactly.
Faisons.
What is we do?
Faisons. Nous faisons.
Good. Come a bit more forward, like Anya. Get forward, get forward. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Good.
Nous
Which means no one
faisons.
else can. There. Ah, thank fuck. So therefore, what would be if I did in this version of events? If I did, si je fais.
Si je fais.
Stand still. You've just told me we use the we. How do we use the we to find the was if it's not a verb? What do we do? So we've got nous faisons. What are we then going to do with it to get the was? What do we do?
Oui.
What do we do?
Add brain. Je ferai.
No, oh, fuck me. We're in the nous, in the present tense. What? We've got an en. Nous conduisons, for example. What does Lukey remove?
Oh, on.
Good, which I've been referring to on purpose, quite explicitly, by which HBO drama the last season was shit series. What have I been calling this? I've been calling it Game of
Thrones.
Because I'm going to rip off the bollocks. Because as you know, Game tend to lose genitals and die horribly. All right, a little bit like Besançon. So if I've got nous faisons, how am I then going to generate the was tense from nous faisons?
Wipe off the ONS.
And add which sound for the was?
Fais.
Which sound for the was?
Fais.
I can't fucking hear you. Come fucking forward. I can't hear a damn word you say. What's the sound for the was?
Fais.
No, not at all, in any fucking way, shape, or form. What is the fucking slogan for the was tense?
Ray Raron.
No, Colin, not cool. Everybody.
Oh, everybody A.
What is the slogan for the was tense? Then I want it finishing. Everybody A.
Everybody A. Ion EA.
Lovely. So which sound? Remember that the slogans are for sound. They're for sound, people. They give you the sounds. So what sound do I principally want for the was tense then?
Ion.
Stand still. Go the fuck again. What is the slogan for the was tense?
Everybody A. Everybody
Yes,
A.
so what says
Beyond A.
everybody A? Listen to it. Listen to the gospel according to Luke. What that was said ironically. What sound then do I want for the was tense if it's everybody A? What sound do I want?
A.
Yes! Christ, it's hardly cryptic. So then if I want A and I've got faisant and I remove the R, what sound am I going to put on?
Faisait.
Hallelujah. Lovely. So si je le faisais, if I did it like that, comme ça, okay, I would burn the chicken. What is, many don't burn chicken. What's the verb to burn, Colin?
Brûler.
Close, good man. Brûle.
Bouillon. Brûler.
No, you think you bouillir and bouillon, like, you know, various things. Anya, you and I going out for a restaurant. What's the burnt cream called? It's called the
Brûler.
the brûlée, yeah, the crème brûlée. So brûler is the verb to burn. Brûler. Colin, what would be I would burn?
Je brûlais.
Stand still. What is the verb to burn in the infinitive form?
Brûlais.
Gorgeous. What is the slogan for the would tense?
Rayon.
So if I had manger and I asked you to put ray on the end, what would you give me?
Mangerai.
Mangerai. If I'd brûlé and I asked you to put ray on the end, what would you give me? Brûle.
Brûlerai.
Nicely voweled. Si je faisais comme, si je le faisais comme ça, je brûlerais le poulet. Let's go to the past hypothetical. If I'd done it like that, I'd have burnt the chicken. What the fuck are you playing at, Luke? Pause. Past hypothetical or present hypothetical? If I'd done it like that, I would have burnt the chicken. Past hypothetical or present hypothetical?
Past.
Lovely. Which two tenses am I still going to use for the past hypothetical, albeit on the auxiliaries? What are the names of the two tenses I want for this shit? The what?
Was and would.
That's right. Just this time I'm going to be playing with be and have. And where do we go to work out the structure before we get going? The 1, 2, 3. So what is I have done? Which I know you know because you've already said it today. So what is I have done?
J'ai fait.
Gorgeous. So that now gives me my third word. So I don't need to piss around with fait and I don't need to piss around with je. If I had done. So j'ai fait what I had done.
Si j'avais fait.
Brilliant. I have burnt is going to be our base to work out I would have burnt. So the verb is brûler. It's an A verb. What's I have burnt?
J'ai brûlé.
Nicely said. We can't have a man that's got that accent not manage the was tense. Perfect voice. J'ai brûlé. Beautiful slide in between it. So what therefore would be I would have burnt? Notice it was a have verb in the middle. I would have burnt.
J'aurais voulu.
Lovely. So your weak shit, like a lot of you, is the was tense. Learn the fact that we go to a we. If we've got an A, danser. I was dancing. Je dansais. Tu dansais. Dansais. Nous dansions. If we've got a Julien, if I had nous finissons, quick as a flash, give me I was finishing.
Je finirai. Sorry, no.
Nous finissons.
Wait.
Give me the Game of Thrones. Give me I was finishing. Je
finisse. Je finissais.
I'm a patient woman, but fuck me. All right, good. Aaron, if I had nous réduisons, what's you were reducing?
Tu réduisais.
That's it, people. The was is just the we normally minus the. I'm going to say something I'm so going to regret. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go into visual. I'm not. The on sound is coming off and the was sounds are going on. I mean, it might be nous réduisions. It could be the new good. Lovely. Right. Let's do one more with Anya, one more with Aaron, and then we're free. Who's going first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Mo. I'm going to go with Aaron. So let's say if Aaron listened, he would understand. Oh, what a gorgeous example. If Aaron listened, he would understand. So, present hypothetical or past hypothetical?
Would understand, but present.
That's right. I've done a negative COVID test. I've just obviously got a cough. So, what's the verb to listen?
Écouter.
Gorgeous. So it's not particularly challenging. So how would you say if Aaron listened in the tense I need?
Si Aaron écouter.
That's it. Because what's my slogan for the was tense?
Keep the.
What's my slogan for the was tense?
A.
Gorgeous. Everybody A. Yeah. So my favorite thing is A. What's the verb to listen?
Écouter.
Does it already have an A?
Yes.
That means you're safe, aren't you? J'écoutais, tu écoutais, il écoutait, nous écoutions, vous écoutiez, ils écoutaient. Julien notice j'écoutais. Yeah, yeah, okay. Good. So si Aaron écoutait, lovely, he would understand. What's the verb to understand, Aaron, in the infinitive?
Comprend.
Why are you stabbing me? Go slowly and slide through the vowels.
Comprend.
Longer, the verb in the infinitive to listen to.
Comprendre.
There we go. That's not just Lukey. I think Anya would agree that was cleaner. I think Juliana would agree that was cleaner. I think Spence would agree. And I think Colin would agree. What's my slogan for the wood tense, please, Aaron?
Everybody Ray.
Good, which is Ray. And I really want you guys to break this down to A, E on EA. Ray, Re on Re. So you know it's predominantly that. So what's he would understand?
Il.
Why have you stopped the word? Why have you stopped the word? Il
comprenait.
Stand still, for the fucking love of God. 3 of this shit. What is the infinitive of the verb to understand?
Comprendre.
That was at least nicely said. These endings of the will, what do you stick them on the end of? If it's not one of the future weird blocks like or sir, which you'll never forget for the rest of their life, what do you stick them on the end of?
The soft part.
The what? No, you don't. What did
The soft part.
I'd just like to remind you that you live in France. What do you stick the fucking endings of the will and the would on the end of?
On the. I don't understand the question. Sorry.
Yes, you do. You completely understand. You just don't fucking know or remember. Don't worry. It was all of last week. It was only all of last week. It was all of last week. What's the verb to eat?
Manger.
What he will eat.
Il mangeait.
Give me the slogans of the will tense.
Prépararon.
Which one am I going to need for he?
Ré. No, ra.
So how do I say he will eat?
Il mangera.
So you stick the ra on the end of the infinitive. Yeah, mangera, but becomes mangera. As I told you guys for a long time today and last time. So I will ask my question again, Aaron, personal shame. Where do you stick the endings of the will and the would? On the end of what? The what? And what's the fucking infinitive for to understand?
Comprend.
Stop stuffing me. Just go slowly and gently. Stop ignoring my vocal advice. Go slowly and smoothly. Go.
Comprend.
Gorgeous voice. Stop fucking around. Concentrate. So put my ending of Ray on the end of comprendre. And what will that give me?
Comprendrait.
Thank you. Comprendrait. Now, if Aaron had listened, he would have understood. Never has a sentence been more fucking relevant.
Comprendrait, or you're saying comprendrait?
Comprendre. Don't split hairs at the fucking level at which you're trying to put it together. Comprendrait. Comprendrait. Yeah, okay. You don't say comprendrait. What did I tell you previously? If your verb ends in a r sound, you just stick it straight on. Comprendrait. That r will be the first r. You don't double up the r. You don't go comprendrait. Yeah, you just put the sound, the r will be your baseline for the ending. As I said with finirai, as I said with mettrai, all of this business, it will be the baseline for your ending. So if I said if Aaron had understood, if Aaron had listened, he would have understood. Past or present hypothetical?
Present.
If Aaron had listened, he would have understood. Past or present hypothetical?
Past.
Good. Which two tenses am I going to use in the past hypothetical?
Was and would.
On the what?
On the auxiliary?
That's it. Take the questioning tone of voice out. It's getting a bit annoying. We're about 10 deep. So basically, if Aaron had listened, what would that be?
Si Aaron écoutait.
Learn to fucking listen. Are we in the past or the present hypothetical?
Or in the past.
Did I say that we fucking use was and would on the auxiliary or was and would on their own? Which one did we use in the past?
In the past.
You've just told me.
On the auxiliary.
Lovely.
Okay.
So thank you. Can you just acknowledge how daft what you've just done is? So could you now please say to me if Aaron had listened?
Si Aaron avait écouté.
Why are you stopping? I'm getting bored of telling you.
Si Aaron avait écouté.
Slow down and stop using your mouth.
Si Aaron avait.
No, listen to me. I'm saying words to you in English which you're not understanding. Do not finish a word. Slow down. Do not finish a word. Slide from one word to the next and take all the time on God's beautiful earth. Off you go. See, don't give me individual words. Off you go.
Si Aaron a écouté.
No, because you're not ready to go forward. Slow it down. I want to hear it all joined up and correctly.
Si Aaron avait écouté.
That's finally something of fucking merit. He would have understood. Do not spit at me or bite me. Go slowly and slide across the words. He would have understood. Now, what's he understood? Here's a quick hint, people, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't find the had version, quickly think in your mouth of the je form of the standard past. You're much more likely to find that. Watch this. This will now backfire. Anya, could you please quickly say for me, I understood. Just say it for me with your mouth. Go slowly. I understood. J'ai compris.
J'ai compris.
There we go. Your mouth knows that. If I'd straight away said to Anya, oh, he would have understood, she might have been a bit fucking lost. But her mouth is going to know, j'ai compris. So back you go, Aaron. So could you please say for me, he would have understood?
No,
why are we stopping?
Il aurait comprendre. Comprendre.
Anya, could you one more time say for me, I understood?
J'ai compris.
What was the third word there, Aaron?
Il aurait compris.
Stand for me. What was the third word there?
Compris.
Thank you. He would have understood.
Il aurait compris.
Good. Anya, last one. No, sorry, Aaron, can you say for me, si Aaron, don't say Aaron, it'll confuse you. Let's say, if John. Si Jean avait écouté, il aurait compris. Go on. Si Jean avait écouté, il aurait compris. Go.
Si Jean
I
avait.
just want to stop you. Stop doing it. Hang out on the previous vowel. Go.
Si Jean avait écouté, il serait compris.
No.
Il
Thank
aurait.
you for not listening. It's il aurait, but I've given it you 14 times. You're going to play with, say with Sir Rach, your own daft business. Why are we going to Surrey? Why are we going to Surrey? Have we just not done il aurait compris? Have we just not done il a compris? Why are we in Surrey? Anya. If she sold the house, she would make lots of money. If she sold the house, she would make lots of money. Present or past hypothetical, Anya?
Past.
If she sold the house,
Present.
she would make lots of money. Could it still happen?
Yes, present.
Present hypothetical. Which two tenses are we going to use in this shit in the present hypothetical, please, Anya?
Was and would.
Fucking flawless answer. The verb is to sell. What's the infinitive of the verb to sell?
Acheter.
To sell.
Vendre.
Spot on. Is it an a verb or a soft hard verb?
Soft hard.
So therefore, think where I need to go if it doesn't have an a in it. What's she sold in the tense I need? Elle
Vendu. Elle a vendu.
Stand still. I'm getting a bit tired. Where she expect Yeah, she sold in the imperfect, because I'm not saying the action. Get the action out of your system. What she sold as an action, Anya? What she sold as an action? Elle a vendu.
Elle a vendu.
Get that out of your system, because what tense have you just told me we're going to use in this present hypothetical?
Vendre.
Which tense are we
Sorry.
using?
Present.
No, it's the present hypothetical, but what are the two tenses that we're using? What and what? What?
Was and would.
Spot on. So we're using was first. If my verb is soft, I'm just going to say one thing. Game fucking of fucking Thrones fucking. Fucking Game of Thrones. All of you, fucking Game of Thrones. If the verb is vendre and it's not an a verb and I need it to go into the was tense, I need to do some Game of Thronesing, don't I? And who do I do that off, Anya? Where do I go to rip off the bollock?
Of the new.
Yes! And what is we sell? You should be doing this yourself. What's we sell? Nous.
Nous vendons.
Thank you, nice voice, the nice voice, nice voice. That was nice. You hung out on the first vowel and then you got there. Good. So therefore, do the Game of Thrones, rip off and stick the fucking replacements on. What's she was selling?
Elle vendait.
Gorgeous. So even though when you hear if she sold, you want to go elle a vendu because it's after the if, it has to go to the was tense. I mean, you guys need to learn this at some point because you conversationally say it, but it's also just a very good way of making sure you know all the different tenses, isn't it? So si elle vendait la maison, she would make lots of money. If we've just had the was, what's now going to be coming up, Anya? Which tense?
The would.
Gorgeous. What is the verb to do, please, my darling?
Faire.
Gorgeous. But do we say faire plus the ending, or do we have an irregular for the verb to do?
Ferait.
Oh, the fuck done. And she's also given me the ending as well. Brilliant. Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait... She would make herself. We could also say elle se ferait, but you don't need to worry about that. Save me lots of money. How would you say lots of money? Beaucoup.
Beaucoup d'argent.
Nicely pronounced. So, si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent. Slide.
Si elle...
No, don't stop. Don't wait on it until you're ready. Si elle vendait... Listen. Si elle vendait was la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
Si elle vendait la maison, elle serait...
Would make, elle ferait.
Elle serait...
No. She would make, elle ferait.
Elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
Keep going until it sounds... The accent is impeccable, but I need it as a sentence. Hey, if she sold the house, she'd make a lot of money. Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent. Go.
Si elle vendait...
No, listen to Auntie Lukey. This is about muscle stretching, how much you can copy paste. Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
Si elle vendait la maison...
No, copy me. Si elle vendait.
Si elle vendait...
Si elle vendait la maison.
Si elle vendait la maison...
Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait.
Elle ferait...
No. Copy what you're doing. Copy what you're doing. Start again. Si elle vendait.
Si elle vendait.
Si elle vendait la maison.
Si elle vendait la maison.
Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait.
Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait...
Good man. That's it. That's it. Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
Si elle fait... Si elle...
No, don't go separate. See, come on the slide journey. This is the very point, Anya. Don't go separate cognates. You won't last. Slide. Where are we going? Si elle... Come on my snake journey. Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
Si elle vendait la maison, elle ferait beaucoup d'argent.
That's a different way of listening that you are all equipped with. Yeah? I doubt sometimes, but you are. Good. Finish. Last sentence of the day. If she'd sold the house, that canny bitch, she'd have made lots of money. Okay? Present hypothetical or past hypothetical?
Present. Oh, sorry. Past. Past.
I'm going to teach you all to say, Luke, we are deaf cunts and you've got the patience of Job. If she had sold the house, she would have made lots of money. Present or past hypothetical?
Past hypothetical.
Gorgeous. Which means both bits are going to have an auxiliary, correct?
Yes.
Right? Say for me, she has sold. Plain and simple, she has sold. Slowly slide, she has sold. Elle
a vendu.
And again?
Elle a vendu.
Nice voice. I can do anything with anybody if they've got a nice voice because they can use that voice to learn. Everybody here's got a nice voice. If she had sold.
Si elle a vendu.
So she had sold. Had
Si,
in the middle.
si elle a.
No, you're all thick as fuck when the C comes in. Say for me, please, Anya. Plain and simple, will you please say for me, she has eaten. Go, she has eaten.
Elle a mangé.
And again?
Elle a mangé.
Better add the second time. Now give me she had eaten. Middle word was, middle word had.
Si elle a mangé.
No, she had eaten. Learn to listen, dude. What if I gave you a code for a fucking, pick up a car? What if I said, hey, could you look after my daughter, but don't feed her the following things? She's sick and allergic. She'd be dead. Learn to listen. Had eaten. Just she had eaten. Elle
mangé.
You've no idea how what you're doing is so soul destroying to me right now. Say for me, middle word had in English, middle word, what is it in French? Middle word what in French? Middle word.
Oh, would.
No. Middle word had in English, middle word
Was.
Right.
Was.
Come with Auntie Lucy. I don't leave a man behind. I just fucking slap the shit out of them in Besançon. What are my tenses called? Present?
Present was, will, would.
There we go. So we've got present in the middle. Elle a mangé. Now I need was in the middle. Elle a. I need the was of have in the middle. Elle a.
Elle est mangé.
Anya. The what of have. What is the verb to have?
Avoir.
What is we have?
Elle avait mangé.
Thank you. We've done that quite a few times today and last week, didn't we? That is basic. No, I apologise. We've done elle avait. We hadn't done it as an auxiliary until this week. So say for me, if she had sold, put that together now.
Si
She had sold.
Si elle avait vendu.
The house.
Si elle avait vendu la maison.
Good. Now, say for me so that I can rest in peace because I think I'm about to come fucking die. Say for me, she made as an action. What is she made as an action?
Faire.
That is not my question. Learn to listen to the English. She made as an action. What do actions have, Anya?
Auxiliaries.
Got it. So she made. Elle
a fait.
Gorgeous. She would have made. What is my slogan for the would?
Ray.
So my middle shit needs to have ray on the end of it because it's not a nous or a vous. So give me she would have made. Elle
aurait.
Finish it. She would have made.
Elle aurait beaucoup d'argent.
She would have made. It's the middle word.
Elle aurait faire.
Stand still. I'm getting really cross. Say for me, she has made. Basic bit she has made. Come on, she has made.
Elle aurait fait.
Stand still, you've had your chance. Give me basic bit she has made. Normal she has made. Elle
a fait.
Gorgeous. What was the last word, Anya?
Fait.
Does Lukey not repeat repeatedly on repeat that the last word does not change? Have I not said that in all of the different auxiliary tenses? Have I not said that today many times? The last word does not change. Are we in agreement on that? So we've got elle a fait. What she would have made then. Don't change fait, you just change in the middle word. Elle
aura fait.
Would have made, not will have.
Elle aurait fait.
Yes. So your problem is that all of these sounds sound, you've got better vowels now, so they're all trying to grab your mouth. Because your vowels are getting better. They're not totally there, but it's a lot better. So these sounds are grabbing at your mouth, and you're just trying to use all of them fucking indiscriminately. Use the sound systems. The slogan refers to the sound. A soft hard, it's an A verb or a soft hard verb. A, E on EA. I know it's got the same A again, but learn to use it. Everybody A. That's why I put everybody in to guide you. Everybody A for the was, E on EA. Ray. I know you've got Ray, Ra, Ron, or everybody Ray, Re on Re. It's referring to the sounds I'm going to need. Where do we put the will and the would after the infinitive? What do we do with the other two? Well, we do the soft and the hard, and we put it on the new, so it goes in the middle of the verb. You've done this stuff, all right? And then all we do is exactly the same two things with have and be, all right? Go over the 4 on the top and the 4 on the bottom that we have done. There will be a revision guide up on about Monday, Tuesday, probably Monday, because I feel we might need a three days of whatever on this. Get your slogans down. And before you do anything else, this is my final piece of advice to all of you. Bearing in mind that the auxiliaries are have and be, if you can do have and be on the top row, you're good to go for the bottom row for anything else. So if I had have, so elle a, elle avait, elle aura, elle aurait. She has, she was having, she will have, she would have. That will serve you in good purpose if you were like, elle a fait, elle avait fait, elle aura fait, elle aurait fait, because you're going to use those. If I said she is, elle est, elle était, elle sera, elle serait, that will then be the auxiliary. So elle est partie, elle était partie, elle sera partie, elle serait partie. Sound systems. You're not going too fast. You just need to learn to listen, because right now it's 12 bits, whatever, single soft, whatever, everybody, if, was, would, you know, he would have done. When we start the conversation class, which just means when we've done another 4 grammar weeks, no, 4, 3, and then conversation. It's not that we're not going to do grammar, but it'll be like, right, translate this, right, translate this. How much new material are we going to get? Every time it's somebody's row, there'll be somebody's go, there'll be new vocab, new grammar. That's the point. And you'll be like, ooh, French, up. You know, that's the point. That's the point. That's the point. Oh, Spencer's got a bit of vocab. I'll copy from him. Yeah, it'll be like suck. So this is about learning to listen. It really is. All of you have got a good mouth. Get the systems down. You'll be pleased to know that next week there are no verbs. No verbs. Not playing with verbs next week at all in any way, shape or form. Possibly at the end of the verb to be, very briefly, but you know the verb to be. No verbs next week. Get the systems down and learn to listen. Spencer, do one more before we go, because you've been quite patient and I feel you've been getting them. Could you say for me, if Luke had tried this method, if Luke tried this method, he would be frustrated. If Luke tried this method, he would be frustrated. Méthode and frustré is the vocabulary you need. So if he tried this method, he would be frustrated. Try and go straight into present.
Si Luc essayait cette méthode,
Yep.
Cette méthode,
He would be frustrated.
il serait frustré.
Gorgeous. If Luke had tried this method, he would have been frustrated. Past version.
Si Luc avait essayé cette méthode, il
Look at Auntie Lukey. The trick to find that past is to go, the past hypotheticals, is to go to the normal 1, 2, 3. What is he has been? Il a
été.
Good. ETE, yes. So what's he would have been?
Il était.
He would have been.
Il serait.
Hang on. Il a été. Is it have or be in the middle?
Ah.
So he would have been.
Il aura été.
He would have been.
Il aurait été.
That's it. So put the two together. Don't move on till you said the two together. Si Luc avait essayé cette méthode, il aurait été frustré.
Si Luc avait essayé cette méthode, il aurait été frustré.
Good. Now make it negative and you can leave. If Luke hadn't have tried this method, he wouldn't have been Frustrated. Let's just hypothetically make them both negative. If Luke hadn't tried this method, he wouldn't have been frustrated.
Si Luc n'avait pas essayé cette méthode, il n'aurait pas été frustré.
Lovely. Right. Good. Good. You'll be doing those that stay after the hour next week, with pronouns, but just not in the first hour. The first hour next week has got nothing to do with all of this shit. It's to do with different pieces. Good. Here's your revision sheet. So not that you don't need to watch the whole thing again, but if you were revising, then I'd go from how many minutes are we in? Anya, how many minutes are we in? Oh yeah, 2:05. Okay. Revision sheet. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. Verbs are present tense is a, soft hard. Was tense is everybody a, or a, e on ea. Will is re, ra, ron. Would is re, re on re. Single soft, plural hard. If we go into the was tense and we don't know it from the a, we go to the nous form. So nous finissons, we rip off the on, we get finis, and then we stick on an a, e on ea from the was. We also, to play with this, so talks about the re, ra, ron in the future. Don't forget, if you've got a future, you're sticking it on the infinitive. So danserai, dansera rather than danser. If you've got another r sounding verb, you'll be sticking re, ra, ron on the end of it, but the r's will collide. So mettre, mettre, not mettre, re. Yeah. If you were going into the hypotheticals, if plus a was, then a would for the present hypothetical, or if plus a was, then a would on the auxiliary. So you could say final cheat. This is a final cheat. If you're in the hypothetical past, you're gonna need one out of ave or ete and one out of ore and sere. You're gonna need one out of each type. If Luc had known, he wouldn't have come. Si Luc avait su, il serait pas venu. If Luc had gone to the market, he would have bought whatever. Si Luc avait été, il aurait acheté. One of aurait or serait. That's another little trick, but you get the conjugations. Good. Homework. Don't be afraid of WhatsApping. Don't think how it is. WhatsApp publicly, because the fact is nobody's particularly more stupid than anybody else. Some people choose to listen less. Get it down. You got your homework? Yeah, you got it down. There'll be a revision thing on Monday. Agreed? Give me 1 second. I'm just going to stop recording. People, if you're watching at home and you've enjoyed this and you're following along and you're finding it useful, number one, count yourselves fucking lucky that it's not you, because you'll all be sitting there going, he's told you. It's very different when the headlights are fucking in your face. But you need to learn to do this because it is basic tenses. There will be a Kofi link underneath. I should have said this at the beginning to anybody that follows along. By all means, make a gesture for Kofi. These people know how to pay me. That's separate. If you're interested, do please let me know. I hope you enjoy the revision guide in the week. Let me just press stop for this thing.